bitch, you a bird, you thigh, you learn, you see, I earn, you stop. A word, I shoot, no rim, I'm high, you burn, I'm me, that's him, you nah, that's word.
Greetings, everybody.
What's up, fight fans? My name is Anik Subramanian. I'm a bare knuckle writer for the Scrap News. Today I'm here with the BKFC Featherweight champion, the King of Montana, and the youngest champion in promotion's history,
Kai Hefty Bag Stewart.
Kai. First of all, how are you? How's life been?
Dude, life's been great. I live in Montana. We just came out of a cold snap. We were sitting at like between negative 22 and negative 37. Like it was ridiculous up here there for like a 5-day stretch. So we made it out of that. Today I got to go snowboarding on the mountain. Fresh, like 8 inches of fresh powder. It was a really nice day. So but yeah, pretty much all I'm doing right now is wrestling season. The second I was done with my BKFC stuff, I moved right into wrestling season, so I haven't really got to take any time off.
I love that. I know winter time is usually wrestling season time for you, so you usually take a little bit of a break from at least competition fighting. I know you're always training. So I'm wondering, you're coming off of 2 absolute wars in 2023. When would you like to return to the squared circle, and have any dates and opponents been thrown at you yet?
No dates, no opponents. I would absolutely love to fight like the end of April, early May. I just think that that's a good timeline. I love my summertime, so fighting then, winning then, is gonna set me up to have another like a Rick Ross pool party summer. You know, go have a good time.
I love that. I love that. The youngest champ in history. That's going to be a fun summer from you, doing more than most 23-year-olds in this world. Now, for this next title fight, I know UFC legends Jeremy Stephens and Jimmie Rivera battled it out. Even though they fought at 55, I know both of them can probably make 45 again. Who do you think should be next in line?
That's tough. You said both of them said that they were coming to 45?
Well, both of them can make 45. I believe Stevens fought at 47
Yeah.
against Jose Aldo in boxing last year, and Jimmy's made 45. He used to fight
Right.
at 35.
I would absolutely love to fight one of those guys. Obviously, it'd probably have to be Stevens, but I think I'm the best in the world for a reason, and give me all challengers, and fighting a name like that, I truly believe that my payday goes up. So you can send anyone you want, just don't send anyone you want back. That's kind of that's what I said whenever I wanted my title shot. That's how we're gonna keep it rolling through 2024. So
That's well said. Now, you're only 23. You're a minority in terms of the champions. 70% of the belts are held by people that are 39 years old and older. Why do you think the BKFC belts are getting held by the old who got gold?
because I want to be respectful to everybody, because everybody in bare knuckle is absolutely they're warriors, they're dogs.
Yeah.
Like it's a different sport. I do think that that just comes from almost everybody that does bare knuckle are the older generation. The newer generation is really starting to come out, and the newer guys that are coming in are dominating. So I do think that they used a lot of old names to fill the sport, but as we go on, all these younger guys, because I mean the sport is always going to evolve, just like anything. You have to evolve to stay on top. So it's a lot easier. I don't know. Am I crazy being 23 and in bare knuckle, focusing on it probably a little bit. I just think that I love it. I think it's easier on the body in terms of cuts, but you know, who am I to argue? I'm glad that I'm the youngest, though. Being able to be the youngest champion kind of just puts a chip on your shoulder. You're like, dang, now I really got to like work hard.
Yeah, 100%. And that young champ comes with a little bit of pressure or some aura. John Jones did it at 23. You did it at 22. Now, in terms of BKFC, do you have any dream fights, perhaps pound for pound fighter, best in the world, Luis Palomino?
Would I entertain that fight?
Yeah, and is he like
Yeah,
part of any of your dream fights?
I will say, dang, I would love to have a dream fight with somebody up there, because then that really just puts a lock and cement on my name, you know. But As of right now, I respect them all too much. I'm not to that point. I do think that I need some more fights, some more under my belt, so I don't disrespect them. But as fighters, we're always searching for the toughest fights.
Yeah.
So I in a very non-disrespectful way, I would fight honestly damn near anybody in the company at my weight class. It's just I want to prove that I'm the best. I wish I would, people are gonna give me shit for saying this, but I wish Sugar Sean would come over to Bare Knuckle though. Like, he says that I suck in an interview. He's all sad and everything. And it's just like,
So obviously, coming from Montana, that's a big fight state. I mean, you got Kai Stewart who won the BKFC championship.
Next question.
Oh,
That kid sucks.
oh, fair enough.
He's in my DMs talking shit. I'm like, what? I don't even know this kid.
you admitted that bare knuckle is for the real dogs and you would never do it because you're not tough enough. So it's like, if I suck so bad, come get one on. Just come fight me. Come fight me, and we'll go have a beer afterwards. A good old Montana afternoon. But he don't want that smoke, so. But yeah, like there is a lot of people that want to fight me. So I guess bare knuckle's gonna have their work cut out for him deciding who's next, because everybody thinks that they want to beat me. Like everybody. And everybody's gonna keep doubting me, and I'm gonna keep winning people money on DraftKings. So
Exactly. Hey, you're making yourself rich and your fans. Now, I was gonna ask you about Sean later, but I'm gonna ask you now. Now, despite him discrediting you, do you still root for him given that he's representing your home state?
yeah, I absolutely do. I do root for him. I do not give him the benefit of the doubt, though. I think that he's got some of the best stand up in the UFC. I truly believe that. I think that he's kind of proven that he has more of a dog than what we kind of thought that he would have because of all of his injuries. So he definitely has my respect. But anytime if he fights another wrestler, I'm going to be torn between the two. I will say Aljamain versus O'Malley, like I put money on O'Malley. So absolutely no. The better he does, the better it's going to look on me one day whenever, if we meet, especially as like two Montana like forces in combat sports. I think that would make an awesome fight one day. But, we're both in our own lane right now and doing our own thing. So congrats to him.
Yeah, I'd love to see that fight, even if it's like mixed rules, whether it's kickboxing or something, maybe just I know you're a wrestler. I know you're down for the MMA, but just to make it fair. Now, I'm wondering, speaking of, both of you are role models for the state of Montana, whether he trains there or not. I know you both have some disagreements, but if you both would make up, I think you can do some amazing charity together. He was seen doing some charity. I know you give back a lot to your gym. Would you be open to being friends, squashing the beef, if that means you could help out a lot of people? And like, if so, like, what would you want to do to like help the people along with what you've already done?
Yeah, absolutely. So in this game, it's definitely like at the top. There is a meme. Obviously, every information we have now comes from memes, but it's like competition happens at the bottom, collaboration happens at the top, and I would definitely squash the beef. I would love to put a fight on it, but like I said, we're both on different. Like he's way up there. I'm not even saying that I'm socially like on his level, like not even close. But we're both in our own lane, doing our own thing. If a fight could happen, I would absolutely love to squash the beef. But you make valid points. I've actually been asked a couple times to sign something, and they also got something from O'Malley, and they made it into like a Montana fighters basket, and so yeah, absolutely not opposed to it. And honestly, like in his guy Tommy, who continuously calls me out, like the beef is so one-sided. Like I'm sorry that you guys all want to fight me, but I do think that Montana is the toughest breed of humans. It's being proven and proven and proven, and they're doing great work down there in Arizona, and I would train with them one day, but I just don't think that's there. We're not there yet, but one day, because Drakkar Close, I met him this last summer. Is now training with them. He's a good buddy of like my coach, and I really got to know him. So I would love to go down there and train with him sometime too. So yeah, absolutely. I would definitely be down, but it's a business in the end.
Now I understand. You guys now getting into away from the Sean O'Malley questions, more into your beloved state. Now let's talk about home. 4 out of your 5 BKFC fights have been in your home state of Montana. Not many people can say that. Now I wanted to ask, what's your favorite landmark within the state?
My favorite landmark. Man, a landmark. That's a tough one for me. Because landmark is natural, right? Is that
Yeah,
what we're doing?
you can say
Landmark's
landmark, or
natural.
let's say even favorite place to visit, like favorite non-athletic like place to visit.
Oh, okay. So just something in Montana. I love Fort Benton. Fort Benton is the birthplace of Montana. It's where I grew up. I went to elementary school there. Have a lot of great family there, great friends. It's a wonderful place to go. It's only 36 miles up the road. There's a lot of fishing, hunting, everything. If we're talking natural, there's something called Decision Point where Lewis and Clark at the fork in the river had to decide where they're going, and they actually split up. So yeah, I'd say the Fort Benton Loma area would definitely be my favorite. It's not the prettiest, but it's home to me. But then you go over and then you get into the Swan Valley where there's just crystal clear lakes for miles, lake after lake after lake, and that's just like a different place. I went to a bachelor party up there, and there was people from all over the East Coast, all over the West Coast, big city, and it makes you stop for a second, like, dang, I'm taking all this for granted because these guys are come up here and they're mesmerized.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, like you guys get to live here. Like, so I would definitely say out there in the mountains where there's really nobody, like that you can't get better than that, especially whenever mentally doing your own thing. Go on a hike alone with a loved one, but you're just one with nature. It's so corny to say, but it really is a true thing. There's a lot of there's a lot of benefits mentally to being in Montana with all that like great outdoors.
Yeah, it seems like it's very relaxing. It's very natural. I have some family that visited there, and they keep telling me like, "Come out here. My goal is to hit 50 states one day." And I'm excited to see the nature there one day, and perhaps for a BKFC card because I didn't
Yeah.
realize how many events they hosted there.
Yeah. I am hoping my next opponent, I don't care who, I don't care where, but I'm gonna knock him out silly, become a superstar, and be able to say, hey, I want to fight in Montana again. So as of right now, it doesn't sound like I'm gonna be able to do that for a while, but I'm gonna bring it back to Montana if it's the last thing that I do in combat sports. So
I love that.
yeah, if you're ever up, let me know because we can get you out on a boat, catch a fish. Like we can go do some we can do some Montana stuff if you really want to experience Montana.
I would love to. I want to see it for exactly what it is, the state, and that would be really authentic. Now, within Montana, like I know you have your family there, and you become successful, so successful at such a young age. Every family helps each other in different ways. Like, how does your family support you and benefit you in your fighting career?
Man, they've been there a lot. Like, and the the biggest way I would say is one pushing me in wrestling. My mom, it's my mom. Like that's my family pretty much. So my mom pushed me in wrestling, and she never forced me. Like I always had the option to quit. She even told me to quit whenever I was like not having it. But she mentally, like I mentally got pushed. So she definitely helped there. But she just always shows up. She's at every single event. I have my girlfriend Dakota. She holds pads for me, cooks. Like she's great in camp. She's also a fighter too. Probably going to be fighting uh April, maybe mid-April. We'll see. Hopefully we get her a fight. Uh but yeah, just being there. Like as a high school and youth wrestler, like you don't realize it as a kid, but you can tell the difference as like a coach and a kid that their parents don't come and watch them. So I know my family has helped because my mom still hasn't missed a fight, still hasn't missed a match. So she like being there, Dakota hasn't missed anything. So like that's the biggest way a family can help is to be there, and it's pretty cool.
I love that. It's a blessing for sure. Now, another person that has been there is your coach, Dave Evans. What has been your favorite or funniest memory with him? Like, share, tell us more about the superstar behind the superstar.
Oh gosh, probably so after my Rusty Crowder fight, we went out and like that we became number one contender, number one in the world. Like we were ready for it. I was having it. And Dave busts out the red wine on a white t-shirt. Just we're sloppy, we're having a great time. The camera's rolling, we're just like, dude, he looked at me as like, dude, you realize that you're number one in the world. right? And I was like, yeah, let's go. We got to keep doing it. But nah, he came to our gym to kind of lose weight, but we were like in like our coaches were busy. Like nobody gets paid out of our small gym. Like our coaches got busy. Dave came in to hit a bag, and he noticed that I was like working alone right before my Daniel Gary BKFC fight, my second one, and he kind of just stepped in, and then now we have a location with like we expanded. It's we have fighters on cards almost once a month, so like he changed our gym around, and he really helped me become a world champion. Dave's the man. And from here on out, we're gonna have a mustache comb in the corner, because he was like, hey, we're on TV, you got to make sure you look nice, fix your mustache. Like I think that was in the second round, the third round, whenever like I just started breaking him, and he was like, you're doing great, like fix your mustache, we're on TV. So whenever next time I'm beating the brakes off someone, we're definitely gonna make sure we're looking pretty for the post-fight interview.
Speaking of hair, actually, Dustin Poirier, he's always asking in between rounds, in the middle of like wars, he's asking, how does my hair look? So I love that. And hey, when I do get to see a bare knuckle event in person and cover it, if you're fighting, I'll bring out the mustache in your support. We got to support the youngins. So I got you, bro. Me, you, and Kalista.
One of my other coaches, Sears, he's more of like he was my middle school wrestling coach, and he just turned into like a mentor to me. Like really, like he's helped change my life. And he's a big guy, big beard, big mustache. He shaved his beard off. Oh my gosh, we got to get rid of his mustache. But he goes, the humble team, baby. So we all got mustaches around here.
I love it, man. I love it. Now, you've been training with a lot of people. Sometimes you travel elsewhere. I know you got the great state of Washington nearby. You got to train with rising UFC prospect Terrance McKinney. Is he
Yeah.
as animated in person as he is on social media?
He's my dog. He's fun. That was actually my first time meeting Terrance. I've through the grapevine, like one of my really good friends, Jared Berlinger, he always talked about Terrance. We FaceTimed Terrance one time, but I never met up. Jared came to the sparring session, and it was a great time. So that was definitely eye-opening too, because it's like you go. I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this. You go into a sparring room with people that aren't professionals, and they're just weird egos, But in person, but at the top, like we all just got there. There was 4 studs in the room, and we just went at it, and it was fun. Like smiles on our face. We were helping each other. Like if we saw something, we're like, hey, fix this. Like, so it was a super fun time with all of them. And yes, he's definitely an animated character, and I cannot wait to train more with him.
I love that, man. There's a lot of killers in Washington. Even I saw in the same picture Brady Heastand. I got to interview him. Another great guy. I think he's only 24 as well. So the future's coming, and the future is the present now for you. So
The future is DL Training Systems. That's what me, Brady Heastand, Stevan Micic. He's a front runner in freestyle wrestling for the Olympic gold this year. We're all under Dylan Lemery out of Washington. So be on the lookout for DL Training Systems.
I love that. So they're working with a bunch of athletes, like combat sports fighters.
Yep, it's a combat sports specific like grind train is really what it is. Where like we just get our weekly workout and we go for it, and he tests us against each other. It's really awesome to see your numbers against some of the best athletes in their specific sports.
That's awesome. And adding a little bit extra competition to practice definitely helps. It makes things more interesting. So you guys are athletes. So now I'm going to jump into a couple rapid fire questions, something a little different to end the interview. You're someone who's brought a lot of personality to the game, so I'm going to tap into it and find out some fun things and hear more about your opinions. So first question, I've seen that you rode a mechanical bull. Speaking of bull riding, Donald Cowboy Cerrone will be riding Dana White's bull Twisted Steel in May. Do you think he can last more than the record 8 seconds on it?
Oh yeah, Cerrone's taking it home. It's all in the hips. Wrestlers and fighters do it best. We can control everything. So he's gonna lock in. He's gonna ride that bull.
I love it, man. I'm rooting for him. And if Twisted Steel comes back to the tri-state area, I definitely want to go. Something different. Drag my friends there as well. Yeah. Now another question, completely different. I heard you said you originally wanted to be a doctor in college. Like, what field did you study in? Like, where did that come from?
So I started it's like biology, and then I switched to. Well, then I stayed in biology, but I didn't. I was like, you know what, doctor, too much, not doing it. So then I kind of switched to nursing, and
Mhm.
then I was all like, and then I took another fight, and then after my third MMA fight, I was like, not a shot, not. This is what I'm gonna do. Like this is my job now. So and that was as an amateur, and I made it by selling merch, selling shitty little sponsorships, which I'm grateful for all of them. But looking back now, it's like, dang, I was living so cheap, and it was
Yeah.
great. But yeah, definitely. I had a lot of fun in college, like in terms of like learning. I wish like I want to finish. I'm like a semester and a half, I think away. Like I'm so close, and I switched to business management, so and sports management. So two, I did two.
Mhm.
So we'll see. We'll see if I get back to finishing that, or if being a world champion will take care of it. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm a grinder, so we'll get it done.
That sounds really cool, man. That's I study business as well, so I'm team business. It's a
But
fun thing. But yeah, either way, like you've done so well with it. Now I'm gonna get into two more questions. You mentioned that like having the belt gets you clout. It starts the conversations that help you achieve bigger goals. What's your
yep.
biggest non-fighting goal in life?
Oh, non-fighting goal. I want to get back to the sport of wrestling. I would say like I want to use whatever I get to give back to a youth wrestling program. So hopefully that so it all takes money. Like all that takes money to do it. So we're out here grinding until we get there, and we're gonna get there. So but yeah, if I could give back to the sport of wrestling and like in my local community wherever I may end up, I like hopefully kids can train for free, and no child left out of wrestling because wrestling's important.
That's awesome. And that's exactly how I'm going to finish this off. Instead of asking for a message for everyone, could I get a message for your wrestling students and your high school wrestling team, the ones that you're coaching right now?
Yeah, man. So basically spitting image of what I've told them the last couple weeks, man. So like you got to work hard. Like wrestling is a hard sport. Like we're hard on you, but like we care. We've seen the growth in you, and it's a passionate thing for a coach to see the improvement. So you got to get out there. You got to be a dog because that's what it takes to be a wrestler. You got to like find that dog in you, and you know use the skills you learn in wrestling in life. Like if you want something, grind for it, and even one takedown, you have to grind to get one takedown. You got to run your feet, and that's with everything in life. So that's what I got for them.
I love that, man. Kai, it was an honor to interview you. This is only the beginning. Stay tuned, fight fans. Wrestling season and BKFC. Kai's coming for everyone. Thank you so much for joining me, and it was really my honor.
Yeah, absolutely. Just hit me up whenever, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
Hell yeah.